I can understand ratios and solve problems using ratios. So write ratios on the top of your paper and draw your line down. So let's take a look at what a ratio is. A ratio is a relationship between two things that have the same units. So like if you had dogs to cats and you had 3 dogs and 2 cats in the picture. There are 3 ways to write the ratio again. It's with a colon, 3 dogs to 2 cats, with the word 2, 3 to 2, or as a fraction, 3 dogs to 2 cats. So you got to remember, a fraction is a single part. This would be like 1 and 1/2 of something. But a ratio is 2 different things. 3 dogs, 2 cats. They're 2 different things. You can't do 1 and 1/2 cat dog. So let's do an example. Maren grows 12 tulips, 5 sunflowers, and 3 roses in her garden. What is the ratio of tulips to sunflowers? So tulips, there are 12, and there are 5 sunflowers. I should always look if I can simplify, but that's it, 12 to 5. Sunflowers and roses are, 2 roses, so we have to have a third thing, which would be 3. Now you can write it that way, but most of the times you would see it like this, 12 to 5 to 3, so you can have a 3-way ratio. Then it says, what is the ratio of tulips to all of the flowers? So there are 12 tulips to all the flowers, which would be 12 plus 5 is 17, plus 3 is 20. So this is a part to part to part, and this is a part to total ratio. So you do homework for 90 minutes, you are in school for 7 hours. What is the ratio of minutes you do homework to minutes you are in school? So we have minutes of homework and minutes you are in school. Okay, so homework would be 90 minutes, and the minutes we are in school, well, there are 7 hours, and so 7 times 60 would be 420. So 90 to 420. Now we should look if we can simplify. So 10, divide them both by 10 would give me 9 to 42. I'm going to put 3 in there, so divide them both by 3 now, which would give me 3 to 14. So there's a 3 to 14 minute ratio. For every 3 minutes of homework, it's 14 minutes in school. All right, go ahead and find me these next 3 questions. So now that you've answered these, let's take a look and see what you got. What is the ratio of fish in tank A to fish in tank B? A to B. So there's 4 to 6, or the ratio is 2 to 3, because I simplified. You can write it any way you'd like. The ratio of the volume of water in the tank A to tank B. Well, there's 10 gallons in tank A to 15 gallons in tank B, which, divide them both by 5, that would be a 2 to 3. So what would be better to keep the fish in, tank A or tank B? Well, since they're both a 2 to 3 ratio, they should be the same. These are called equivalent ratios. Okay, so equivalent ratios, we can do a couple of ways. So let's write equivalent ratios to find out if they're equivalent. So if I would go back up to this one and say 4 to 6 is the same as 10 to 15. I can do what I did. I could simplify them both and get them both to be 2 to 3. I could divide 4 divided by 6, and I get 0.6 repeating. And this is 10 divided by 15, which would also give me 0.6 repeating. I could use the factor of change, if you remember how to do that, which would be our proportions from last year. How do we go from here to here? Well, 4 and 10 don't play nice, so we simplify, times 2, or divide by 2. So now 2 times 5 is 10, and 3 times 5 is 15. Since the factors of change are the same, those would be equal. Another little trick is to cross them and multiply across, cross product. 6 times 10 is 60, and 4 times 15 is also 60. So those are all different ways to check if you have equivalent ratios. So I have them up here again. So let's take a look. I want you to write 1 is to 3 as 5 is to 15. So are they equivalent? You could divide them. You could check your factor of change, which would be times 5. You could cross them. And they're both 15, so those are the same. Go ahead and do this one. Stop the video and come back when you're done. Okay, so we have 4 is to 2 as 10 is to 5. I don't see a nice factor of change. I could simplify it if I wanted to, but I also could just say, well, I'm going to simplify this one, which would be 2 to 1. So this would be times 5 times 5. So yes, they are equivalent. Shortcut might be to just say that's 20, that's 20, so they are the same. All right, let's go ahead and do these last two. Now this time you're filling in the missing number. You're filling in this number and filling in this number. So 3 is to 7 as 30 is to something, or 42 is to 36 as 7 is to something. Go ahead and fill in the missing number. All right, these are also using factor of change times 10, which would be 70. This one we're actually starting here, we're dividing by 6, so divide by 6 would give me 6. So let's do some comparisons. Last year, Eve used 8 bottles of shampoo and 6 bottles of conditioner. Her sister Jenna used 10 bottles of shampoo and 7 bottles of conditioner. Who used a higher ratio of shampoo to conditioner? So here's Eve, and here's Jenna. Jenna was 8 bottles of shampoo to 6 conditioners. Jenna was 10 to 7. I want to figure out who's higher. It might be, even though I know they're ratios and they're not fractions, but we might be able to turn them into a decimal so we would know. Okay, we could try simplifying first if that would help, but I just found out if I take 8 divided by 6, this is a 1.3 repeating. 10 divided by 7 is a 1.4. So we want to know who used a higher ratio. Jenna did. So that's where dividing would come in handy. All right, go ahead and stop the video now and try this one. All right, let's take a look. We've got Doug. We've got Caddy. So Doug averages 20 cases for 18 pro bono. Pro bono means that they don't get paid for them. And she's a 15 to 14. I could simplify. Nope, this is 1 in, well, can't really. So I'm going to just turn these into decimals. And this gives me a 1.1. And this gives me a 1.07. So this one, we want the lower of them. So then it would be Caddy. All right, so a bag contains red, blue, and green marbles. There are 16 marbles in the bag. Draw yourself a bag right now. Put 16 marbles in it. The ratio of red to blue marbles is 3 to 2. The ratio of green to the total is 1 to 16. Draw the marbles in the bag. Okay, welcome back. I'm going to start with green. I know I have 1 green for the 16. So now we have to have a 3 to 2 ratio, 3 red. So 1, 2, 3 red for every 2 blue. So I could just do them this way. Or I could have done it proportionally and said, well, I want to know, but I'm just going to keep doing it. 3 to 2 blue. And 3 red to 2 blue. And you will notice I have 6 blue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 red, and 1 green. So let's see if that's right. 3 to 2 is supposed to be red to blue. So 9 to 6 would be the factor of change times 3. So that's the way my bag would work.